Automakers enjoy making special edition cars. Sometimes they're very cool. They offer performance gains, unique styling, limited production run. They commemorate a race series win, or an anniversary, or a cool collaboration. Other times they are less than ideal. They're weird, they're random, they don't make any sense, or they're just downright bad. So today we're going to talk about some of the worst special edition cars ever made. Now, this is by no means a comprehensive list. I know there are many more out there, but these are some of the ones I think are hilarious, really bad, and definitely worth talking about. The first car is one that I was really irritated when it came out. It technically is a unique model, but it also kind of is a special edition, and I wish it was never built, but it is the Aston Martin Cygnet. When you think about Aston Martin, what comes to mind? V12, seductive styling, James Bond, models like the Vanquish, the Vantage, the DBS, or a DB9. But would you think about a Toyota IQ? Well, Aston Martin once built a car that they called the Bespoke Luxury Commuter Car. It had a 1.3-liter four-cylinder that made 97 horsepower. It would do 0 to 60 in 11.8 seconds, up to a top speed of 106 miles an hour. Now, honestly, the reason this thing was ever made was to try to help Aston Martin's emissions, but the only redeeming factor on this car was that you could get a 6-speed manual transmission in it. But the other option was a CVT, which is big thumbs down from me. What made it special? Well, Aston Martin put unique body panels on it. They put a new hood with these grills on it, the aluminum front grille too, signature Aston Martin styling, different wheels, Aston Martin paint, which is going to look really nice. On the inside, they covered it with Aston Martin leather. But at the end of the day, it was a Toyota IQ dressed up as an Aston Martin. I really wish it was never made. Not many people bought them, so I guess it is kind of rare, but that's the Aston Martin Cygnet. Next up is the Chevrolet Camaro SS Hot Wheels Edition. So Chevy has done this a couple times, once in 2013, once in 2018, and here's what I don't get. This is the full-size version of the toy version of a full-size car. What? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Hot Wheels a lot. I loved them as a kid playing with them. Even as an adult now, when I'm at the store, I'll go check and see if there's any cool ones for me to buy. I have a box of way too many. And you know how like sometimes people will take Hot Wheels apart and paint them and make all these details to make them as accurate as possible? Well, if you want that but none of the work, you can just buy the full-size version of the Hot Wheels toy, which is the Camaro SS Hot Wheels Edition. You have Hot Wheels badges on the front grille, on the side fenders, on the door sills, on the rear bumper. Can you imagine walking into the dealership and going, yes, sir, I'd like the full-size version of the toy car, please. I just really can't take it seriously. I mean, the special edition isn't necessarily the worst one out there. I just thought it was kind of funny and kind of ridiculous that they made a full-size version of a toy car. Next up, we have the Jeep Wrangler Dragon Edition. So back in 2014, the most expensive Jeep Wrangler you could buy was not the very capable Rubicon. It was the Dragon Edition. It was based off of the Unlimited, so the 4-door Sahara model, so it was plenty capable, but all you really got was black paint, satin bronze accents, and a dragon that wrapped around the outside of the vehicle. The Dragon Edition Jeep started at $37,000 back in 2014. It was previewed at the Beijing Auto Show, and obviously a play to the Chinese market, but wow, is it a little bit tacky. You're literally just paying a $10,000 premium for some satin bronze highlights and a dragon sticker all over your Jeep. I actually saw one on a highway when I was back in Michigan earlier this year. I was driving on a phone with my friend, and I literally started screaming like, oh my God, there's a Dragon Edition Jeep. And he's like, what? Never expected to actually see one of those things. Jeep has also done some other really weird special edition cars, or Wranglers too. They did the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 edition. So you better really love that video game to get a full-size Jeep that has a tribute to a video game. Anyways, I thought that was kind of tacky and kind of random. Obviously a play to the Chinese market. Do I like it? Not really. Have I seen one before? Yes, and I was like, what the heck is one of these things? Next, we have the AMC Gremlin Denim Edition. So in the 1970s, AMC decided to partner with Levi's and create a special edition Gremlin. And thus, the Denim Edition was born. As you would expect from the name, the inside of the car was covered in the same material that your jeans are made of. Yeah, so listen to this from the official press release. Now a Gremlin with upholstery that's like blue denim Levi's. It has orange stitching, the buttons, even the famous Levi's tab on both front seats. Levi's Gremlin. The economy car that wears the pants. The economy car that wears the pants. So technically the interior wasn't actually real denim because cotton would be a little bit of a fire hazard. So it was nylon that was made to look like denim. But they also had those real little copper button rivet things in the middle of the seats. And if you've ever touched like a seatbelt buckle that's been sitting in the hot sun, you know it's gonna like burn you. I imagine those little copper discs were also a little bit dangerous, I think. But it's just kind of hilarious that they did this back then. Looking on the inside, you're just like, what in the world is that? Next up, we have the Nissan Rogue, Rogue One Star Wars Limited Edition. Rogue One was a pretty good movie. It sat in between the prequels and the original trilogy. I actually liked it a lot, and back when they were launching it, Nissan decided to partner up and help promote it. They were like, this movie is called the Rogue One, we make a vehicle called the Nissan Rogue. Naturally, we'll make a limited edition of the Rogue. So, what did you get? This was the first ever Star Wars branded production vehicle, and it was a 2017 Nissan Rogue. They only made 5,400 of them, available only in US and Canada. You got some special badges, stickers, and trim on the inside and outside. You also got a full-size Death Trooper collectible helmet. It was only available in black and white, and the package was just under $2,000. But there was a special edition Rogue One Nissan Rogue. Clever. Next up, we have the Subaru Forester Ultimate Customized Kit Special Edition. If you take that name as an acronym, it doesn't spell a very safe for work word. And Subaru of America made it very, very clear. They had nothing to do with this model. It was not official, not coming to actual production. It was shown off at the Singapore Motor Show, and it was just some weird random thing that they created. But I think it's worth mentioning because it's pretty funny because they made a car that was called the Subaru On the outside, it had a basic body kit. It had different wheels, painted brake calipers. I think it was painted in the signature Subaru Rally Blue with these pink accents. On the inside, they had an upgraded sound system and random tablets and touchscreens all over the place. I know this wasn't a special edition officially from a manufacturer, but it was pretty hilarious that it ever was created. The last car is the Porsche 911 Turbo S Edition 918 Spyder, which is quite a bit of a clumsy name, which I think Porsche really likes making long and complicated names. But anyways, when the 918 Spyder first launched, it was Porsche's entry to the hypercar holy trinity, all the hybrid ones, a LaFerrari P1 and a 918. And naturally, it took quite a bit of time for them to be built and delivered and allocated. So Porsche offered an option where you could buy an entire other car with your $1 million hypercar. You could check a box and go, I would take a Turbo S, please. The one redeeming thing with the 911 Turbo S Edition 918 Spyder was it didn't cost any more than a regular one. It was $160,000 for the coupe and $170,000 for the convertible, so the same exact price as a production car, but you were only allowed to order one if you were buying a 918 Spyder. So they made 918 of these things. You got some acid green highlights on the outside on the badges, on the inside acid green piping all over the seats and stitching. So, I mean, the 911 Turbo S is an amazing car, no matter what. It's absolutely amazing. But they had to make this special edition one. It seems kind of weird if you were ever to sell it and buy one without owning a 918. You'd be like, well, this car was for a guy that was trying to buy a 918 and waiting for it, so he had a Turbo S just as a option on the checkbox. Technically, it is a special edition. I think it's kind of weird, kind of random, kind of crazy to think about. It's borderline. It's not necessarily bad, but I just kind of saw that and I was like, really? Are you serious? There's obviously dozens of other special edition cars that I haven't mentioned here. Comment below which one you think is bad, which one you think is worth talking about, and I'm also going to try to make one of these for the coolest special edition cars. With that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.